scoring team in the state. We averaged 80, and this is before the 3-point shot and all that. We averaged 81 points a game.
Oh, wait a minute. Hey, there's your picture right there. Okay. We're ready to, Mark, are you have a,
I'm
are
filming.
you ready?
I'm filming.
And I'll tell you to hit the button, and when it starts filming, we'll start.
It started.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Coach's Corner crew. We're in a different spot today and glad to be here. We're at the old Laurel High School gym, now the Laurel Community Center, here with my brother-in-law, Terry Turner, graduate in 1975, wasn't it?
Yep.
1975, played his whole high school career here, went to elementary. We'll get into all of that. But we're here doing our video today to talk about Terry's Laurel years, talk about how things were at Laurel High School. Want to show some of the things here out in the hallway before we get into the gym. This is really a special place, everybody. Through grants and fundraising, efforts of local people putting their time in, Tracy Brumfield, guys who we know like Delbert Spurlock, Joe Combs, Gus Adams, whole lots of people we probably don't even know. They got this renovated years ago, have done a great job, continue to keep it up, and do a lot of good things here. So, Terry, again, this was your 4-year place. What was it like the day you walked in the first time ever in this place?
Oh, the first time?
What was you, freshman?
Freshman. Well, no, actually, the junior high was also in this building.
It was here, junior high.
It was in this building also. But no, to me, it was the big time, you know. I look back at, just junior high basketball. That's, playing elementary basketball was okay, but once I hit the 7th grade, we were pretty good, seriously. We had winning seasons in the 7th and 8th grade, and then my freshman year, I was fortunate enough to make the varsity team, and I thought I was a real big shot at the time. But
I tell you, it's funny because and we'll get in. Actually, we'll save into this while we got. And I thank Mark's Stringer here. He's helping us film today. Mark, would you mind getting a few of these things here on the wall? There's a lot of neat stuff on the walls here. They've gotten a lot of the class pictures. Terry's class of '75 picture down here. Some stuff like Terry getting honored here for his coaching career. A good alumni here. And there's different things in the hallways that just really commemorates the history of Laurel High School. Mark, we'll work our way down here. And Terry, maybe he was probably a part of some of these trophies and balls down here.
The sectional runner-up balls were my freshman and sophomore season.
And wasn't that the first time Laurel was ever in the championship games?
First time.
And who was your reward to play?
We had to play the state championship, Cartersville Spartans.
Phil Cox, Gerald Thomas, Jerry Ellis, Redelman, and Miller, and all the great team.
Right.
That was your reward. And didn't you say you held them pretty good in the first quarter?
Yeah. Well, yeah. My sophomore year, at the end of the first quarter, I think we were actually tied. So, and then they kind of pulled away in the second quarter, and then the third quarter was a disaster. But
well, you can say that the team that put you out your freshman year was the state champion. So
team, yeah.
Big things could have happened for good old Laurel. And your coach, wasn't it? Was it Mr. Sheets then, or who was your coach? No, not
let's
Sheets.
See.
Was it Lynn?
Would have been Lynn Sheets. Been Lynn Sheets, yeah.
Was he coach here all 4 years?
No, my freshman year it was Ed Willis.
Okay.
So Lynn Sheets became my coach my sophomore year.
Well, and I know he had a good career along with other coaches like who we knew personally, like Jeff Siebert out here at Laurel. But Mark, if we can get a few of these pictures here. This, for anybody who doesn't know, was the old Whitewater Valley Conference, which of course had Springfield, Whitewater from Franklin County. Alquina was in it, Terry? Was
Right,
it?
Alquina.
Harrisburg,
Orange. Liberty.
Kitchell, that's right.
So
And Mark, maybe if you can get a good picture of our good friend here. That's Delbert Spurlock. Delbert his family played here. His son Brad was a good player. Delbert had a fine career here at Laurel, and a lot of the Spurlock family. And we'll get into more names of people. I think here's actually a picture of Delbert after some winning shot or something. I've been out here a lot, so I like to look at these pictures and things. But this hallway, though, is a lot of good memories of just the school itself, not just about basketball or anything. It's got class pictures, different eras. And we don't want to run Mark to death, but Mark, I do want to get a picture of this down here, because back in the day with the sectionals, it was a big deal for the Brookville Democrat to put out pictures of all the teams that were in the sectional. And that got stopped, but one night I was out here getting pictures, and my friends, Dave Kaiser, Doug Baker, and them were on the Whitewater team.
Right.
Dave Kaiser had a good career, and I worked with
major rivals.
I worked with Dave at the Franklin County High School doing the high school games, and he was a good athlete out at Whitewater High School, and he was at the last graduating class, 74. But there, he's on that picture somewhere. And Mr. Daviero, he coached football with Coach Codiano at thing, and of course here's the Brookville Greyhounds and Mike Defner and all the guys, and the 75 group, which I don't know if it's on. It stopped at 74, I think. But the 75 sectional, which we'll get into that with Terry, was won by Brookville. And Larry Brown, he was at Whitewater and wound up playing for Brookville. So a lot of neat things. But Mark, did you get a view of down the hallway down here, kind of?
I think so. I think when you were speaking, I think
Yeah.
you captured it pretty good.
So I tell you what, we're going to shut it down on this part and head on into the gym. All right, now we're here inside the Laurel High School gym. We've got Terry back with us, and we're going to do a little walk around here at the conclusion. But as we were talking to Terry out in the hallway, when we were looking at the pictures and the trophies and the basketballs, we mentioned that Terry started here in 71, 72, freshman year. But quickly, what was it like? You lived on Duck Creek. Did you go to Metamore School for a while?
I never went to Metamore, even though I was 2 miles away. I was actually in the Laurel School District, and where our house was, if you went just down the road a little ways, those kids were in Blooming Grove.
Okay.
And if you went the other way a little piece, those kids were in Metamore. But for some reason, our farm was the Laurel Township.
Okay, so you always went elementary. Was the old school still over there where the library is?
Right.
Okay. Did that have a gym in it?
It did, or if you want to call it that, it was a basement. It had a basketball goals in each end, but the ceiling was only about 10 foot. So
I wonder if that's where Jack Allen played, my dad, when he was here on the team. We got my sister here and my wife. When Dad played in 39 and 40, I wonder if that's where it was.
Well, I'm assuming it was, because my dad played in that gym.
I didn't know that. I was thinking Benny. Why did I think he lived part of his growing up in Fayette County? But he was always Franklin County too, wasn't he?
Franklin County kid.
Okay. Well, anyway, then Terry comes here to Laurel High School, and this, that, and the other, and starts his career. And we'll stick with basketball first, and then we'll go into the other sports. And again, if I'm rushing through this, it's just that we're on our remote equipment. It's got a little shorter battery life, so we'll try to hit a lot of subjects here in a short amount of time. But, we'll start off with basketball. You had 2 pretty good seasons as a freshman and sophomore. Was there any other super good players that were seniors or juniors that need some recognition just besides you younger guys?
My freshman year, we had Dave Mackey,
Okay.
who went on to play at Earlham College. And then that was my freshman year. Then my sophomore year, we probably struggled a little bit. I think our record was 8-14.
Okay.
But there were a lot of us young kids on that team. I know maybe Tim Hedrick, Pete Wiggins at the time, Randy Peters, I think was varsity at the time. But we were really young my sophomore year. And then my junior year, that's when things really clicked. We had a great coach in Lynn Sheets. kind of got things rolling, but I was just bragging about the fact that in 1973-74 season, we were the third leading scoring team in the state, averaging 81 a game, and that's no three-point shot.
Well, and every once in a while, look at your mic, see if it's still on. We're having trouble as usual here, folks, with our microphones. Just hit that button. Hey, it wouldn't be a coach's corner crew if we didn't have some kind of issue. So June will change our audio if we need a little adjustment. But anyway, and if every once in a while, if it blinks, just hit that button, or if it goes out. So anyway, back to the show. You mentioned the scoring, and scorers now with the three-point line. I'm just going to use the EIAC conference. You know, teams only average in the low 50s, and that's considered a lot. And Terry played, of course. The three-pointer didn't come in until about 87. What was it about scoring the basketball? I mean,
well, first off, there were 7 or 8 of us that could score at any time. Tim Hedrick was our leading scorer at the time, and he left-handed. He could shoot the ball. Pete Wiggins and Randy Peters were all really fantastic players, but it was the speed of the game that we played with. We got a rebound. It wasn't throw it out to the guard and then the guard walk it up. It was a track meet to the other end.
okay, but wouldn't people always, under the assumption that it was a slow down game still, even back in the 70s?
Well, they might have tried to slow us down, but like I said, we got a rebound, man. We were running. Sometimes, and the thing is we could all handle the basketball.
Okay.
It wasn't like you had a big man, he outlet it and couldn't, you had to wait for him to get down the floor. There were times when Pete and I and Frank Markham, we'd get the rebound. If they were trying to take the outlet pass away, that's all right. We just busted down the middle of the floor as hard as we could go. And, and then defensive end, we zone press, man-to-man press. We kept the game rolling.
As a team, sometimes, in your 4 years, what was the tallest player you had?
Tallest player? Probably Randy Dowd, 6'1", 6'2".
Okay, so you guys weren't dominant height-wise anytime during your 4 years, but obviously fundamentals. I just picture you guys being super good at fundamentals. Not that I ever got to see one game you ever played or anything, but
no, there was where Coach Sheet stepped in. We were fundamentally sound shooters, ball handlers. I mean, we were very well conditioned. I think the entire team was forced to run cross country, so but that'll take us back to something else. But no, he just had us well prepared, fundamentally, and because there was such competition for playing time, we probably went at least 9 deep, if not 10. So if there was somebody that had a great practice that week, they played.
and there was always a full junior varsity team too, wasn't there?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, my junior year, I think our JV team went 19-1.
Oh my gosh.
And the game they lost was on a last-second shot, in overtime.
And you know what? And you've been, obviously, we'll get into, Terry, of course, renowned coach through the area and baseball and different basketballs that he's coached. But you say that, and just hit the button every once in a while. True Coach's Corner crew again. The things may work and may not, but we are on camera. We know that's working. But you say that, and sometimes there are still teams in the boys and girls now who can hardly field JV teams. Isn't that crazy?
That's around the state. It's not just
Right.
this area. It's around the state. But no, we never had a problem fielding a JV basketball here in this community. But I mean, we were in Indiana, and what else was there to do? So,
Well, and then that leads us into kind of more into your junior and senior season. Now, and I'll allude to, I was just online looking at some stuff from Laurel High School the other day, and it had pictures of the 80s teams of guys who I knew, like Mark Herman and Scott Bear, Mike Milburn, Jimmy Mullins, of course, who was the all-time leading scorer out here and had the Franklin County record. I don't know if Chad Cox's record later would have eclipsed Jimmy's or not. But Brad Spurlock, of course, Scott Hosea, Dave Anders, these are just guys who I knew. They had great winning teams. The 85 team, I know, went to the sectional championship. Brad and Jimmy's year played Connorsville again. It was a solid game. Still no three-pointer. Jim Mullins' record would have been even because Jim could shoot. And guys like Frank Durham and them, they were good shooters. But your junior and senior year, I know your senior year you guys had a standout record. It was probably one of the best at that time at Laurel, wasn't it?
Right.
What were you, like 15-5 or?
We were 16-4 my senior year.
Okay.
And at that time, that was the best record in school history in that. So.
And then you went 1-1 in the sectional, didn't you?
Right.
Cambridge City and then Brookville.
Right.
And we want to get into the Cambridge City game because I've actually mentioned it on the show before. Your opening round, Connorsville sectional at Spartan Bowl versus Cambridge City. I don't think they had that good a record. I actually know a guy who was on Team Sourbear, and he goes, we were awful, but we had the scoring record with Laurel. Right. Well, didn't you guys have the Laurel, the Connorsville Spartan Bowl scoring record?
If I'm not mistaken, we still hold the record for scoring 112 points in Spartan Bowl.
And what was their total? Weren't they like 80
71.
something?
71. It was 112 to 71.
Sorry, Cambridge City, you took that beat down there to Laurel there. But what a game. I mean, good gosh, to score 112 points in the sectional.
And Coach Sheets and I talked about it at one time. I said, how did we really do that? And he goes, they were pressing us. They were trying to press us, so they kept the game speeded up, and we, and like I said, with that team, my senior year, you had Randy Peters, you had Mike Spurlock, you had Shara, myself, Frank Markham, Brian Merle. We could all score, and we all did. It was whoever the open guy was got the ball.
Deb, should I try to brag on him? How many points did you have that game?
I had 27.
27. All right, Terry Turner filling the bucket at Spartan Bowl there. And I guess I better mention, because Terry's going to get mad about this, he had to play Brookville in the second round. They had a good solid team with Joe Peters and Greg Fox and Mike Defner and so on and so on. They did beat you guys in that game.
And they probably, I think if I remember right, they got us by about 20-22. But see that being Little Laurel and our biggest guy being 6'1", 6'2", Brookville was what, 6'4", 6'5".
Oh shoot! And then they had
and I'll be honest with you, that was our weakest point. Is we just didn't have a big man in the middle that could rebound real well. I remember going up trying to grab a rebound with Joe Peters, knocking you around, and Brett Reilly and Craig Chapello.
Chapello was big.
I mean, these guys were all 6'4", 6'5", and I was 5'10", and I'm trying to rebound in there with them. And like I said, Mike Defner, they just
great athletes.
They just physically dominated us on the inside.
And you know what? A team that's forgotten sometimes, not forgotten in their area, but how good they were. I'm not saying Connorsville was down a little bit, but Union County was awesome during them 2 years,
fantastic
2 or 3 years.
During my run, you had Jim Frazee, you had Persinger, you had Tony Gully. Those guys were really good. And Bill Hensley, those guys were really good.
And Brookville beat them only by like 1 or 2 points in that sectional championship. And then the next year, Mike Defner, I guess you'd say senior year, Union County turned the table on them and only beat them by a couple of points.
Right.
So Union County. And was Snodgrass coach there then?
Yes, Phil Snodgrass.
Who later on had a great career at Greensburg High School. But they really had some good teams out at Union County during that time. But anyway, your Laurel years, great basketball career, but Laurel had more to offer than just basketball. Granted, it's known for basketball, but weren't you on cross? What other sports did you do? I know you did it all.
To be honest with you, the sport that we were probably the best at was cross country. Seriously, you know, we had Mike Combs, we called him Satch. You had Jeff Sherritt, Chuck Guerin, Jimmy Myers, myself, Floyd Guerin. He actually moved to Muncie South and was a great runner there. But no, cross country was our sport, and I mean, we punished people.
Well, how long was the course then? You said it was shorter.
It was 2 miles, I think, my first year, and then they upped it to 2.5 miles.
Which it's now, is it 3.5 now?
Yeah, it's like 3 points.
But heck, your cross country match would have been over in about 10 minutes.
Well,
Because you guys all probably ran a 4-minute mile, if not, or maybe 5-minute mile, or.
no, seriously, I was going back and I was thinking about it. I remember running in cross country. I remember running in that 13:30 time.
Okay.
And I was always our 4th or 5th runner. So I mean, I don't know exactly what Satch's time, and Jeff Sherritt was a running machine. I mean, I remember running Brookville, and Brookville had Greg Fox and Rex, or not Rex Phillips, Steve Phillips.
Okay.
They were really
Hey,
good,
Totter, our friend Totter.
really good runners, but they might have finished first, and I think Jeff or Satch probably beat Steve out a little bit, but we had the next 5 runners.
Okay.
And I mean, we just pummeled people in cross country.
Now, didn't you train on Kokomo Hill, just outside the gym out here?
Well, I was telling my wife, the hill coming into town from the cemetery up here, we used to start all the way down where the old ballpark is, and we had to sprint. We had to run it up and then run up that hill. Then we had to turn around and run down it, and then we would make a right turn and go up Kokomo Hill.
Well, nothing like training on hillsides for a cross-country match, but some of those courses are a little bit got hillies and gullies in them and stuff. And I'm sure they did back in your
Well,
year.
we ran it just out up by Andersonville. It was an old campground area up there, and it was a fantastic cross-country course because you ran through the woods and trails and stuff. It wasn't a flat open place. I remember Brookville's course was awful because we actually ran up to the top and then back down to the bottom.
Top of one. So they used the fairgrounds. I know they used it for training. We even tried that in soccer a few times. Couldn't handle it. But they actually ran the hill.
There was the cross-country course my junior and senior year. When we ran it Brookville both times. I don't know why we didn't run it our course, but yeah, we ran we had to go to the top of that hill. And I just remember the hill going up was right at the beginning of the course.
Oh my gosh.
And it was grueling.
That ought to have been hiking, not cross country. Obviously they had baseball at Laurel. Mm-hmm. The old field was here in town. I'm always proud to say, got my first varsity hit my junior year at that field. That was here in town. Who knows if these microphones are working or not. But the old field, didn't it have a church or a playground out and just
right
part of it?
Yeah, right field and left field, center field had a fence out there, and there was a hog lot on the other side. So, but baseball. My sophomore junior year, we had some pretty good teams, winning record. I remember we played in the Batesville sectional my junior year.
Okay.
And bottom line short is a drop ball in center field.
I've heard of that play.
And we don't drop that ball, we win a sectional.
And you know, who was your baseball coach?
Would have been Lynn Sheets.
Oh, okay. And who was your cross-country coach?
Lynn Sheets.
Okay, so it was good old days where it was that way at Brookville a lot, where the coaches coached multiple things. And the baseball team, then you played 4 years, ran 4 years of cross-country, 4 years of basketball, 4 years of baseball.
Right.
Was there one other sport?
Track. I ran track my freshman year and senior year. I did earn 14 varsity letters.
Okay.
I know Frank Markham at our reunion stuff, he and I were talking, and he said, you got to be by far winning the most varsity letters.
Well, I remember seeing your jacket and it had all special things all over it.
Right.
But the track, you said you ran only 2 years of track or 3 years?
2.
2. But where, I mean, did they have where did you do track?
every track meet was on the road.
On the road, but
We did not have the only reason I ran track, well, my freshman year I ran it just because, and then I thought, no, this, I didn't want to do this. Well, then my senior year, one of my good mentors, teachers here, George Smith.
oh, George.
George was
Yeah.
the track coach, and he came to me and he said, man, I need somebody to run the 2 mile and high jump, or long jump. And I thought, well, okay, you know, and I did it because I liked him, not just because I wanted to.
Where did you train though for like the field events for track?
Well, you know what? I think they did it down at the baseball field.
Okay.
I know my senior year, as soon as school was out, I ran to the locker room, put my gym clothes on, and then I ran Kokomo Hill.
Okay.
And I ran to what we called the red gate. You'd run up to the red gate, touch it, turn around and run back. Then I'd run into the locker room, put my baseball stuff on, and then go to baseball practice.
I tell you, we've had kids do multiple sports. And you know, when I was coaching soccer, sometimes you would have a kid running cross country. Granted, they had to choose if the games matched up night. You had to know ahead, are they running cross country or soccer?
Right.
You had to make that definite. But you know what? That's so interesting to field. And obviously you were involved in all of it, except for maybe 2 years of track or whatever. But your class size, did you have about 40 in your class?
My senior year, we had 45.
45. Was that considered a bigger class
Yeah,
for Laurel?
yes, it
Okay.
really was at the time. As a matter of fact, I kind of think at the time in '75, that was the largest graduating class at that point.
Okay.
At Laurel.
Well, you know, you get a good foundation, graduate of Laurel High School. Didn't you go on a class trip to Washington, D.C. or something?
Yeah, we went, our senior class trip, we went to Washington, D.C. Well, first, we flew to New York.
Oh,
we
jeez.
spent some time in New York, and then we got on a train in New York and went to Washington, D.C. And it's from Washington, D.C., you know, then we came back home. So, and if I'm not mistaken, we did that all on a bus.
Oh,
we did
my
not
gosh.
fly.
I tell you, I don't think team or schools worry about trying to do too much involvement in class trips anymore. I think that's even died down some at Brookville. But anyway, you go on, and I know you attend Ball State, and Ball State graduate in what, about 79 or something like that, or 80.
It would have been 80. Well, actually, I would have finished up in 80, spring of 81.
Okay. Education.
Well, after I graduated from high school, I worked a year and a half in a factory.
Yeah.
And couldn't take that anymore. So
I think you met my sister then, didn't you?
yeah, I met your sister.
Deb, we're talking about you down here.
So we, you know, but I ended up end up at Ball State and got my teaching degree from there. Well, then once I got out, I had a PE health driver ed, and I couldn't get a teaching job. Well, nobody could get a teaching job in Indiana at that time. So I went back and got my physics and chemistry,
Okay.
physical science, and from there, it took us, from my coaching, I was coaching at Connorsville at the time with Basil Malby in the basketball program, Tom Gable in the baseball program, and even coached some football for John Bailey at the time. But anyway, when I got my science and finished up, we ended up moving to Jasper. And Jasper's where, I mean, I always loved the game of baseball, but Jasper is where I found out what high school baseball could be.
And that's under another Hall of Fame coach there also. wasn't
That
it?
was Ray Howard, a Hall of Fame coach, and unfortunately, Ray just passed away here a couple months ago. But I learned a tremendous amount of baseball from Ray. How to run a program, and just, you know, the intensity that he had, and the competitive part, and how to handle kids and that kind of stuff. And then from there, I was chasing that dream of being a head basketball coach. At the end of my first year at Jasper, I got a call wanting to know if I'd be interested in going to Anderson.
NCC.
Well, when I got to Anderson, you know, well, I went up for the interview and stuff, and I walked into the wigwam and looked around. I mean, you're looking at the facility that's 4 seats shy of 9,000.
And it was at that time still the second biggest in probably United States, second biggest in Indiana.
It was second. Well, no, it was the second largest high school gym in the world.
I was going to say, it was right behind Newcastle.
And
Neat place.
But you know, I started coaching basketball there at the freshman level. Moved up to the JV coach. Moved up to the varsity assistant. And I got the head baseball job at Anderson, and I took it as kind of an afterthought. I thought it would help my resume being a head baseball or basketball coach, but and when I got the baseball job at Anderson, it was not a good job.
Yeah.
The two previous seasons combined, they were 6 and 50, and I, as my arrogance at the time, being young as I was, I thought, man, I can turn this thing around. All I got to do is coach, and at the end of the third season, I was kind of doubting myself. I think my record at the time after 3 seasons was 25 and 55.
Yeah.
And, but I brought some young kids up that were my 4th year, were freshmen and sophomore, were now juniors and seniors, and we actually had Anderson's first winning season in baseball in 17 years.
Man, I tell you.
And once we did that, then the following season, we had another really good year. Went to the semi-state,
Yeah.
played semi-state at Richmond. So, you know, then baseball had really kicked in. I remember calling Ray Howard, telling him I was now the new head baseball coach at Anderson, and he was congratulating me. And I said, well, I need some help here. I said, I inherited a team that just finished 2-26, lost 15 of their 26 games in 5 innings. And he said, well, maybe you better run. but then he started laughing. He goes, you got nowhere to go but up. He said, all you got to do is win 3 games.
And obviously, not to cut anything short, because we could talk hours on Terry's coaching career. The successful career you have there, become their all-time winningest coach, several sectional championships. Was it about 2 or 3?
At Anderson?
Yeah.
We only won 2 sections.
2, but I know you were in a tough group of teams there.
There was one year we played up at Homestead. They shipped us to Homestead. Of the 6 teams in the sectional up there, 5 of the 6 were ranked in the top 10.
Yeah.
We played at Kokomo 3 or 4 years, and at least 4 teams were ranked in the top 10. So,
Well, the competition alone and you were playing, plus Deb, I know running concession stands for you, working on the fields. You guys were using the community field back then.
yeah, we had
weren't
to
you?
use the city of Anderson's field, and there were times when I'd butt heads with the field guy, just over the simple fact you're trying to hit a baseball through the infield and the grass would be so tall that you know it would kill the ball. But there was a point in time where, well, right after, 2008, when the economy died and everything, the mayor actually turned the field over to me.
Okay, I thought that would suddenly became
And I
Anderson's.
used my own mowing equipment. Debbie helped me clean the restrooms. I swept the stadium seats. I emptied the trash cans. I mean, I did it all.
Well, you know, your career at Anderson and again, you're coaching under basketball with another Hall of Famer, Norm Held. You know, you've had baseball Hall of Fame experience with the coaching and with Basil Mobby, and it leads to you taking the Daleville job.
Well,
and that guy had been a successful coach there too, hadn't he?
right. Just a little bio on my coaching legacy. Basil Malby, Hall of Fame. Tom Gable,
Hall of Fame.
When I get to Anderson, Norm Held, Hall of Fame. Ron Hecklinski, Hall of Fame. Ray Howard, Hall of Fame at Jasper. So I was very fortunate that I had some great mentorship from some great coaches. I was let go at Anderson, I'll leave it at that. But once I was let go, one of my former players, Michael Early, who's now the head coach at Texas A&M.
Yeah, he's had a heck of a career.
Called me up and wanted to know what was going on. And I said, I got the old cliche that they wanted to go in a different direction. So he said, I don't want you to stop coaching. He said, all those things, you know, a lot of little drills you taught, he said, I still use in my coaching. And I started laughing. I said, I can't go anywhere. I can't move. I got 30 years or so in here teaching at Anderson. And he said, no. He said, I want you to go get the Daleville job. And I started laughing because I lived there all that time. Daleville's 15 minutes from the house. And I said, Mike, I've been there twice.
Yeah.
But long story short, I didn't want to stop coaching at the time. I would be honest with you, I was really crushed. So I called I get the job, and my first season at Delville, we win a state championship.
And you wound up, okay, if I remember, did you coach there 4 years? Or was it
Actually 5.
5? And another state champion follows,
Right.
not back to back, but
In 2016, we won the state championship, first time. And then in 2017, we probably had a pretty good chance, but our pitchers were really young. They were freshmen, but they were good.
yeah.
But then in 2018, I had one senior in the lineup, and I remember telling Coach Stecker, who was working with me, that, I said, in 2 years, I said, next year and the year after, I said, we're going to win another state title with them. Well, lo and behold, as I started 5 sophomores and a freshman, 2 juniors and a senior, lo and behold, we go in and won that state championship in 2018, which was unreal. But we buzzed through the tournament from game 1 of the section. I think we outscored our opponent 69-8.
Well, I know that I'm mad that both of those years in your state finals, I had Masonic High Hill meeting that day. But me and my mom watched the games at the house, and Mom, it could be a pretty good baseball fan. Well, Mom didn't get to see the 2008. Well, maybe she did, the 18. But anyway, I know we watched the first one together, and she was in the baseball during that time. But how exciting. I know you got to come to Franklin County. I was proud to get to announce one of your games against Franklin County, and you guys beat us 1-0 that day.
Yeah.
But there's always ifs, ands, and buts, but when COVID hit, your team that got shut down for COVID probably would have been a contender for the state final.
No, it was the best team.
Yeah.
All 3 of my pitchers went on to pitch college baseball.
Oh,
they
man.
just finished up. But no, that team was stacked. We could hit 1 through 9. Evan Etchinson and Caden Gothard, the kid that beat Franklin County 1-0, the lefty.
Okay.
He went on to pitch Division I baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And then Evan Etchinson went to Grace and is their all-time innings pitched, strikeouts, ERA, wins.
Okay.
Just the whole works. But no, that team was stacked, and I was crushed. I remember my principal called me and told me that we were done. There would be no season. So I said, I want to get the kids together. He said, well, you can't, whatever.
Strange time that was.
But anyway, a little emotional here.
No,
we met. I called the kids up. We all met at the ballpark. And God, that was crushing.
Well, and anybody, of course, everybody who's here in this gym today lived through that strange time. But I remember seeing the last basketball game before they shut it down was the championship at Spartan Bowl.
Right.
And everybody just had this pall to them. And any kid who went through or coached during that time, let's just say that it was an American tragedy. Not so much always just for the sports, but people's lives being lost. It'll be something that'll be in our history forever. Right. But on a small scale, when the things are involved, that you're involved in, are interrupted and kids' lives are interrupted, that'll always be remembered too. And it's a sad thing, but you guys are tough and triumph through and this, that, and the other. And I know then you retired from coaching, but you're still kind of doing a little coaching now with grandkids, aren't you?
Right. I chased Ryder around for 13U and then last year 14U, but he decided he's not playing this year. So, but I'm kind of looking around. I'm looking to see what else is local there that I might be able to dabble in.
You and Deb have been to wrestling matches, you've been to basketball, you've been to girls volleyball. You're keeping busy traveling with all these grandkids. That's for definite sure.
Right.
But you know what, Terry? We could talk, and our camera life is a little shorter on this. If we were back at the Coach's Corner crew, we could have a 3-hour episode. But obviously, I'm going to say my Pete is on it. I'm sure Deb feels the same. Deb, are you guys paying attention down there at all? Deb and Julie are down here. Sorry, they don't want to be on camera, but they're here supporting us, and Mark Stringer's our cameraman today. But I think he should be qualified for Hall of Fame baseball coach someday. How many wins total?
468.
400 some. Of course, I played for a Hall of Fame coach, Jim Hughes, and I think Terry should have a shot at it, Deb. So we'll see what that holds for your future. But you're definitely a Hall of Fame thought of here at Laurel, and for your accomplishments at all those fine schools and all the kids' lives you affected, and the way you stay in touch with them, and that makes you a Hall of Fame in our book.
Well, Rob, the thing that I'm most proud of, as 30 years as a head baseball coach, I've had over 100 kids go and play college baseball.
Well, that speaks for itself. And you don't just get there by being good at swinging a bat or fielding a ground ball or shooting a hoop. Any coach, any player who has success has been affected by a coach. Sometimes coaches are hard and not easy. Sometimes they're loving and more supportive. But anyway, good or bad, you're affected by coaches.
And like I said, you know, some of my former players, Mike was the head coach at Texas A&M, big time baseball. Jordan Zarnicki is the head scout for the Colorado Rockies, southeastern part of Nolan Early, hitting instructor for the San Diego Padres minor league system. Matt Baer, head baseball coach at Indiana Wesleyan. So my legacy, I'm really proud of. And there's more. You know, there's more guys out there coaching and that, and still involved in baseball.
Well, outstanding. But Mark, can we steal you again here for a second? Terry, we're not done yet. We want to walk around this great gym, which was refurbished. It's a wonderful place to see a basketball game. Terry and I and Julie and Deb came a few years ago when you kind of open that thing up, Mark. It kind of pinches. Mark Stringer's here helping us out today, one of my brothers in the Masonic Lodge. And you're still a good angle. And Mark, you're gonna probably have to do it because it won't switch back to where you can see it. So you're still on us.
It will
You're still
not.
on us.
Okay.
And just a little lower there. But anyway, we're gonna walk around the gym. We can put these things down because they probably haven't worked anyway. But Mark, I think I'm gonna hit the stop button.
And switch it
So,
around.
and June will edit this.
Yep. Action.
Okay, now we're gonna walk around the gym a little bit. And it's got the traditional stage up here. Terry, did the fans sit up there during game day?
No, we actually had the pep band.
Oh, they had
We
pep
actually
band.
had a pep band.
There's the Laurel. Mark, would you mind getting a picture of the walls up here?
Sure.
It's just such a neat gym, such a fun atmosphere to get to play in. They packed them in your day, didn't they? Yeah, let's walk toward him.
We packed the place all 4 years.
And Mark, if you'll get that Whitewater Valley Championship up there, it says 56 and 64. And hi, how are you, sir? And again, the Laurel Panther, this beautiful floor that's done.
I'm really proud.
Where'd your mom and dad sit?
Mom and Dad? Actually, they probably sit back over here on the corner. The student section was always this.
Was that your home bench over there on that
Yeah,
side?
Let me think about
We're asking him to remember. Oh, we're getting
That's
a.
right over there.
But anyway, and Mark, would you mind just panning down on the beautiful floor? And again, there's been a lot of videos taken of the Laurel Gym, showed this refurbishment, but it's just a pretty, they've just done such a good job. The way the paint is inside here in the area.
The blue lines are racquetball court.
Yeah, the pickleball, as they even got a pickleball sign up here now.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, they've got a independent team, the Laurel Panthers. There was the Laurel Rams when I was coaching. And then they came back and started another Laurel Panther team. They've opened opportunity for some kids to play some ball, and that's a good thing. So this is just a wonderful facility. And back in 1975 through 72, and in my friends' years, Brad's years, I'm sure they packed them in too. But Terry, we always end the show, and I saw you practicing a little bit. We always have that pop-a shot. But I brought my brand new ABA ball with us. Terry's going to shoot a couple free throws. I'm going to shoot a couple. Mark, would you mind trying to get this on camera?
It's on camera here.
It's a little flat. I didn't get it aired up. So Terry, give it a shot. Couple with the ABA ball. I'll rebound for you. Yeah, he needs more practice. It's that ABA ball. It's got him shook up. I had to bring out, look at that. Give it a couple more for crying out loud. We'll shoot 20 if we have to. I'm going to have to shoot the Bobby Plum style. Look at that. Give it a couple more. He's going to hit one here. Look at that. Well, look out, Mark. Deb, now watch out. I'm going to shoot a couple. I'm not so sure how this will go with the flag basketball. Now, you do know that the only time I ever shot in front of a big crowd was the Laurel Brookville High School game. I won the drawing. At the end of the game, I think I won a Pizza Pete gift certificate, and I made my free throw. But the crowds I played around might have about 20 people. So I'm going to give it another try here too. It's this ABA ball. It's got to shoot that here. Look at that. No, I'm not going to
Give me one more. I'm not so big.
you might have a game of 1-1 here. Terry's a Cowboy.
I haven't shot basketball. I don't know how long.
There for a while, I was shooting around. We're not doing Laurel or Brookville. I didn't crowd here at all. We might be here all day. Look at that. Dad, come on. Get one more. This is for $100. This is for a Pizza Pete gift certificate. All right. That ain't a Pizza Pete. Terry, I'm going to shoot at least like that. The proof that the ball will go through the hoop. But anyway, I thank you for coming. I know you and Deb got stuff to do today. And if the microphone wasn't perfect, everybody, we'll have June work on it. But it's a thrill to be here in the gym with my brother-in-law who we care about, and my sisters here. They don't want to be on camera, but they're supporting us over here. And we thank Tracy Brumfield for setting it up, letting us get in here today. And it makes me wish I was coaching again here. I wouldn't even mind coaching a Laurel team, but I think my day's done. I just work for the school now. But this wonderful gym, there they are, there's some beauties. That's going to up our ratings. But hey, just a little business. There'll be a second part to this podcast today from down at the Brookville Bowling Alley, if I can get anything to work. We're just having a little Coach's Corner crew bowling thing today. Get everybody a chance to say, go IU, tomorrow night. National championship football game. We're rooting for you. Isn't that a crazy thing?
And I was watching a Steve Alford thing the other day. Do you realize that if IU could win this, they would be the only undefeated teams to win basketball and football?
In the history of the tournament.
With one school
Okay.
winning a national championship in basketball
Undefeated.
and a national championship in football undefeated.
You know what? If that had been a trivia question, I'd have lost that. I would have said there'd have been somebody else through the years.
Well, you know UCLA,
UCLA,
but they never won a football.
They
series.
never won the football.
So that would be a distinction for Indiana if they can pull it off tomorrow night.
It's exciting. We're rooting for you, IU. Got to play the U. I know we got some of our fans that like the U, Jim Rapp and everybody. But again, thanks for being here today. It's a lot of fun to be here, and you know we want to be able to do some more remote things if we can get our equipment to work. And thank Mark for being here, walking around with the camera. But from Laurel Gym, we're going to sign off. Let Terry and Deb get to be, and we'll get this out this Friday. The old midnight thing, June will get it out, and we'll put part 2 of the podcast on later today. So. Terry, thanks.
Yep.
Gals, thanks. And we'll see you a little later on the day. All right, everybody, we're down here at the Rob Cowen birthday party down at Brookville Lanes. Rob Cowen, happy birthday on Tuesday, sir.
Rob Cowen, happy birthday!
Happy birthday this Tuesday.
Beats and beers.
Travis, sorry about the Buffalo Bills. That was one of your wishes for you.
They got next year.
That's right, Bills and the Giants next year. The Blues Brothers. Brandon Cowen, you got a 200 game going here. Austin Cowen, he does. Danny Doral, coach of the PCA bowling team right there.
You know, I tried.
There's Blake. He's rolling a 200. He's doing great.
Oh, yeah, 180.
Dave Amrine up here bowling good. Mike up somewhere.
No way.
Matt Davis got the Brookville bowling alley. Looking all good tonight. A lot of the Doral family down here. The Singer family. Got some kids over here bowling. Dave Amrine bowling both lanes. Great place to bowl, Brookville Bowling Alley. We spent a lot of time. Rob Cowen there again.
Everybody, attention, please. Today is the man, the myth, the legend's birthday. Everybody join with me.
2 days now.
Yeah, 2 days. Join with me in singing happy birthday to Rob. A 1, a 2, a 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Rob C. Happy birthday to you.
Snowman.
49 years old. 49 years old. Happy birthday.
58 more. That's the best damn blowjob my snowman ever had.
And a Purdue National Championship for his birthday present.
I'll root for him.
We'll root for him. Cup up here bowling. Danny Doral leading the singing.
Some more fashion stuff. Yes, it was.
There's a really nice one.
Looking good. Mike Huff, you can get that. Mike Huff, say something for IU. You're the longest fan.
Who's yours?
Yeah, if he ain't calling it, it don't know to be said. All right, we're going to sign off. Happy birthday, Rob C.